We're here today with Congressman Denham. We've just completed another hearing on high-speed rail, this one with a little bit more of a focus on financing. And we wanted to just say hello to you and thank you for your focus on high-speed rail. And we'd like to know if you could give us a few more points on what types of financing arrangements that you'd like to see and what type of things that we can do to encourage more private investment in this.
Well, thank you. I think that there were several different things that came out of today's hearing. We're looking at innovative ways to figure out how to finance rail as we expand across the nation. We want to see more people willing to take high-speed rail, higher speed rail, and even current rail. We want to fill seats, but to do that, people want to see not only safer track, more efficient track, but see dedicated lines in many different areas across the nation. And so we're looking at creative financing. Can you use RIF loans, which right now are not being utilized as much as they could be today? There's about a $35 billion pool there that about $1 billion of it is currently being used. So what are those impediments? And now one of the things that came out of today's hearing is they are interested in using it for intercity, high speed, and passenger rail. So it's a program that could be utilized in the future. And private investment. There's a great deal of private investment in all of these different stations where private developers are going to reap benefits and have a financial reward. We want to make sure we're including that private investment too. But in each of these cases, taxpayers need to have a guarantee. So we're looking at how do we make sure that taxpayers' dollars are being used correctly, and also having a path forward in a difficult financial time to be able to expand jobs and get people back to work and get people to and from work, and using passenger rail to do that.
Thank you. And we feel it is important for private investment. We have felt that since we launched the association, and we agree with you on that. We'd like to know any specific things that you might suggest that we could help more private sector involvement, and what would open up the impediments to private investors to really come into this, because we know we hear there's like several $1 trillion of investment out there on the private sector sitting on the sidelines, and infrastructure in America is one thing that many of them are looking at, but I think that there are too many impediments, and we agree with you, and we think some of what this hearing was about was what are some of those impediments.
Absolutely. There's certainly a lot of impediments, a lot of different regulatory impediments in states like mine in California, where we've had Republicans and Democrats agree that you shouldn't have to jump through a second set of regulations. So NEPA, for example, no reason to go through NEPA or go through it a second time when you have CEQA in California. So there are ways that Republicans and Democrats can come together when we're talking about regulation. A lot of private investors are going to need to utilize RIF and TIFIA and other types of government loans. We need to make it easier to be able to provide that type of funding so we can really have that joint effort. But we need to find ways to work together to be able to move high-speed rail and passenger rail forward across the nation.
Well, we agree with you, and we look forward to working with you to make that happen. Thank you so much.